What's good, y'all? Welcome to another amazing episode of the Bull STP Sports Podcast. And y'all know we do sports, but we also dabble in the entertainment, especially when the entertainment has something to do with a Hall of Famer. I got my homie, maybe what's good, bro?
Nitty is in the building. What's going on?
You already know, man. Our other partner, Maine, he should be back on in a second. But we about to just chop it up about this a little bit. You know what I mean? See what's going on with this real short video, man. Stay tuned with us. Let us know what y'all think. Make sure y'all click that like, click that subscribe, man. Leave a comment. You know what I'm saying? If you disagree, it is what it is, man. Ain't nobody mad. It's all fun. You know what I'm saying? But Nitty, bro. Nitty, bro. What you think about Shannon the Pornhub Slayer?
Man. So this feels kind of like deja vu because we was here a few months ago with Shannon with another situation. And here we are again, and it's ironic that Monique told him, she gave him the blueprint and told him what to do at his age, told him how to move. And he was sitting there like, huh? What? And look, hey, so sometimes you gotta listen to that black woman. You gotta listen to her when she be putting you up on game. But to be honest, I got two daughters, and listen, I'm thinking, how would I feel as a father if a 50-plus-year-old man was dating my daughter starting at 19 to 20 to 21 to her early 20s? I think they was messing around like 2 or 3 years. I would feel some type of way. And I don't even care. Like at this point, like it ain't nothing that could make me feel at ease when it comes to the court of public opinion or the actual court. Cause I'ma want my justice. I'ma feel some type of way. So I'm probably not going to feel what's the word I'm looking for? I'm not going to feel no type of ease if the judgment comes down guilty. I'm probably still not going to feel at ease. And if it does come down not guilty, I'm going to feel some type of way. The only chink in the armor about this situation is that she didn't come forth with a criminal charge, and I'm curious as to why, because they're using the word rape. So if you're using the word rape or sexual abuse, there needs to be some type of criminal charges attached to it. Why would you jump straight to the civil suit, the punitive damages and all of that? You could have did that after whatever verdict came upon the criminal charge. So that's just my only thing.
Before you go, man, let's just give the people what he talking about.
Okay, so I'm like Shannon Sharpe.
Talk about Shannon Sharpe. Talking dating,
56 and trying.
Okay.
You tried to say that. What you tried to say?
I'm looking right at you. I ain't backing down. You better take your old ass and get somebody to love you. Now I'm looking right at y'all. Let me tell y'all what Shannon needs. Let me tell you what my baby needs. He needs him an old fat gal who can bake good cakes, make some smothered turkey wings, who gonna rub his feet at the nighttime to make him feel better about himself when he come home at night. That's what Shannon needs. You trying to hang out with these young bitches? You can't do it, Shannon. You just can't do it. When they want you to go for a fourth round, you looking at.
All right, I just took a little snippet of it. May, did you want to touch on what Nitty said before you jump on, or you want me? I got something to respond to him to what he said, but if you want to jump in, I'll wait.
You go ahead and respond.
So on the thing about what you said about the criminal and the civil suit, so this is part of the homework I did. With rape cases, your percentage is a lot higher winning in a civil case than a criminal case, like a lot higher, because in the criminal case is he said, she said. In a civil case, especially against rich men, typically they settle out. Rather than in a criminal case, they won't settle out. And the difference of percentages is like 45% difference of winning. Like it's like a 74% chance of winning a civil case compared to a criminal is like 32% of winning a rape case. So
Understood.
that's why most of them go civil over criminal. But I do, off the top of my brain, I understand anybody, myself included, before finding that out, why people go civil instead of criminal. But I didn't realize that until I did my little homework today and realized why.
Well, let me add to that for you, or answer that for you. Actually, that might be a reason that you come to the conclusion of. I don't come to that conclusion.
It's not my conclusion. That's what the facts say.
No, that might be what the facts say as far as winning a civil versus winning a criminal case.
Uh-huh.
But the fact of the matter is, in a civil case, the judge or the jury in the case, in this case probably seems like it might be a judge, who knows, but they your burden of proof is minimal compared to a criminal case where you're innocent until proven guilty. That might be a reason why somebody don't go criminal, because you got to prove them guilty, as opposed to civil case. Money might be a factor as well. Civil cases, is it possible that the person is liable? Hence, O.J. Simpson was guilty of a civil case because evidence pointed to that possibly he probably did this. Criminal case, the whole other ordeal with all the DNA.
Everybody back?
Well,
yeah, I'm here.
But I would say, but let me ask you, both of you, if y'all remember things being this way.
Everybody good? Everybody good?
Typically, yeah. Typically,
everything you said from criminal, when you said it goes to a judge, it froze from there. So we don't got nothing that you said after that. So if you want to repeat that part,
let me repeat that then. I said, when a criminal case is have to be proven, you're innocent, you're looked upon as innocent until proven guilty. In a civil case, is it possible evidence that this person is liable?
Right.
So that might be a reason as well. It might not be the reason that she might not be able to get him found guilty in a criminal case. Hell, you can file both.
You can't.
There's no reason why you can't file criminally, because you're scared that you might lose the case.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, so normally,
to me, so for accusation with rape included, first of all, in the civil cases, also verbal abuse, which, as we've heard the audio, you could say that's verbal abuse. That's definitely going to go to court.
From who? From which way?
No, it's going to go to court, man. They're going to hear it. The judge is going to hear it. Once he hear that audio, boom. That right there alone is enough, because verbal abuse is a part of the civil case she made. For me personally.
So I'm my bad, because you would say something, so I don't want to jump. I know you said something.
Oh no. I was just going to say, so because typically, like we just said, you could file both. So typically one comes after the other. And in some cases, some other cases, the victim either picks one or the other. But in some cases, we have seen that one comes right after the other. So it'll be the criminal case, and then at a later date, like proceeding after that, it'll be the civil case or the civil suit.
But the risk, if you lose the criminal case, your civil case is shot.
Not necessarily. No, that's not true.
Not necessarily.
The chances.
I'm sorry, I was cut off. You didn't hear me. As I quoted before, it was O.J. Simpson. They lost the criminal case. Mm-hmm. They got him on a civil case. He was found guilty in the civil case, because the civil case, the burden of proof is smaller. That's why a lot of people, in my opinion, go to a civil case, and they want money. Not necessarily I want to punish them. I want them to suffer for what they did to me, or any type of justice. I want money. So that to me is the reason why.
That's a fact. That's not even an opinion. What you said was a fact.
That's an opinion. That's an opinion. That's an opinion. That's my opinion.
No, but our opinion, your opinion, my opinion, it sounds like Nitty's opinion is actually a fact. They do it because of that. Because there's no typically in the civil case, it doesn't go to trial. It's a settlement. No matter even if it's say she won 50. Say she get 5 million.
I hear you. Now we basically saying the same thing, but basically what I'm saying is the reason why it's opinion, because unless we polled everybody who's ever filed, in this case, a sexual assault claim or a rape claim, unless we polled everybody who did it and got the percentages back from everybody why they chose to do it that way or not another way, we really don't have it as a fact to say, oh, this is why. We can say, oh, 55% say this is why they did it specifically. What I'm guessing, or what I'm assuming, is they do it for money, just like you're making a different assumption based on other facts and numbers that they do it because you can win the case easier in civil. I think it's because you can get money in civil. You don't get money for somebody criminal.
On that, let's say this: two things can be true. I think they're doing it for money, but I think they're also doing it because it's easier to win.
Mm-hmm.
Because that 50 million sounds good to me. I don't know about anybody else. 50
Hell,
million
10 million sound good to me.
A million sound good to me.
If you rape somebody in my family,
she had 10 on the
ain't
table.
amount of money you can put on it. Ain't a dollar amount for it. Mm-mm. Not for that.
Yeah,
not for that
that's what I was going to say. There's no dollar amount for any woman in my family to feel like they have been sexually abused. There's no dollar amount that can take that pain away, huh?
They sitting for what, 7 years? That's okay with you?
What?
Who?
If they go criminal and lose criminal, they sitting for about 7, maybe 10 years, and that's 7. That's not even guaranteed if they lose, and they might get out in good time early and be on the registry.
It depends. Depends on the state.
Would that be good with you? I get what y'all saying. As my family,
you mean whatever the justice system has for that state? Yeah, I'll take it. In this case, we're talking about Nevada, so
let's say 7 years. You okay with 7 years over 50 mil?
I can get 7 years and 50 mil.
If it was, if I do, if okay,
actually,
let's say if he gets 7 years, I'm backing that up. I'm backing that up with a civil suit right after.
I mean, that's possible. I mean, 7. Honestly, the 7 years, I'm cool with it. But I'm like, and that might not even be that. Like, the good time.
It's like
85%.
Putting down a draw 2, and then I'm coming right back with a draw 4. Give me that 50 mil too.
I feel like if it's I'm a regular person. We all regular people. So if that happened to my family, I'm saying that in the wrong way. Being that they're rich, typically, well, it happens with plenty of people that's not rich, but we only know about the ones that's rich, obviously, unless it's someone close to us. So we're hearing about rich guys, rich men, typically rich black men, as we spoke about before, getting this just to happen to them. So being that they're rich, it's easy to grab the money and then mess up whatever they got going on. Hence, Shannon's possibly about to lose a lot of endorsements.
Let me, he go to jail. How much money he gonna lose?
Same, pretty much the same, if not more.
Damn jail. If he was going to prison, meaning how much money we lose? The same.
The same.
Let's say he paid the 50 million. Mm-hmm. He paid the 50 million. He go to prison. Everything's gone
for that time period. I feel like
your mortgage is shot. Unless you got something else set up.
They're putting all that up.
But civically, what's the name? In civil cases, people find ways. Rich people find ways for they to get out of that. Ask Ron Goldman how much they family received from OJ.
But see, it's hard to compare a murder case to a rape case.
I'm not comparing the two cases. I'm comparing a fact of a civil case that was won against a rich man and how much they actually received.
Right, but I'm saying it's like, because I remember you brought that up earlier, and I'm like, a murder. I don't know this. I don't know for sure. Well, I don't know this at all for sure. The murder part, I don't remember what happened with him with the OJ as far as the civil and the criminal. I know he was
found liable in the civil case. He was found liable in the civil case, acquitted in the criminal.
See, that's what I want to know. I want to know if you're found guilty of criminal, can you also do civil? Do we have any facts on that?
You can.
Because I heard Diddy say that. He said, why not get it for criminal and get it for civil? Is that a fact?
Yeah. It's two different. Civil cases mainly just basically, I got a gripe against Tariq. I want to bring that gripe. In the court of law, we're not going to go out in the street and fight and break the law and do nothing like that. I got a gripe against you. I feel like I need to be compensated, or there's some way we can come to a resolution. That's what a civil case is basically for.
No, I know, but I'm saying, are you able to do it if the criminal charges is found guilty?
Yes.
Yes. Yeah, you can. I have
and that will actually help your civil case.
So one of my cousins, you might remember from the early 2000s, Jason Williams shot his limousine driver, right?
Right.
He got found guilty for reckless manslaughter and tampering. He got found guilty for that. Those are the criminal charges. And then right after that, the family of the deceased hit him with a civil suit. So he had to pay out money to that. So it was back to back, criminal case, then civil suit, back to back.
Okay, I take your word. I just don't know that, but I'll take it. Y'all both say I believe.
Well, like Maine said, it actually helps. It actually propels and helps your case for the civil, especially if the person is found guilty. Now, if the person is found not guilty, you can still sue for civil because you're saying, well, okay, this person might not have been found guilty on the criminal side, but this person is liable for mental damages, put me through anxiety, defamation of character, like all types of stuff.
Yeah.
Example, if Shannon Sharpe, which he possibly just may do, I'm pretty sure, just probably might do, he probably might countersue her for the damages to his reputation, which has already been damaged because of his little Instagram live anyway, but further damage to his reputation. Like, I mean, he got an uphill battle anyway, but the further damage to his reputation, he can be able to countersue her for some type of financial as well.
So, because I know Nitty got to go, real soon, we all do in a sense. But before, so something you said, man, I wanted to touch on, but before I touch on it, I wanted to go to the part of, in our when we spoke yesterday about it. I think Maine said first that, I don't know, y'all tell me who said it, but one of y'all said, in the lawyer Tony Bugsby, his name is bad out here.
It is, in my opinion, yes. After the study report,
that's not bad. So let me tell you why it's not bad.
Okay. Well, I didn't even say what stunt he pulled. Do you want me to reiterate that while we're on the thing?
No, I know Jay-Z.
The Jay-Z thing and the Diddy thing, he done got, I don't know how many claims to throw out for the Diddy thing.
And the Deshaun Watson thing.
The Diddy thing.
Don't forget.
See, no, that's what I was going to. That's where you wrong, Nitty. He won against Deshaun Watson. 21 out of 24 cases won. Deshaun Watson.
I said Diddy. I didn't say Deshaun Watson.
No,
Deshaun Watson.
Diddy just said
no. Let me tell you the difference between Deshaun Watson and Diddy right now. Diddy is and Jay-Z are in the state of New York. Mm-hmm. He is not able to practice law in the Southern District of New York. That's Manhattan, the Bronx, Westchester County, and a few others. Mm-hmm. I mean, Westchester and a few others. He can't practice law in that area in the Southern District. But yet he out here following a claim, which we all now come to find out seems to be fraudulent and had to be dismissed. He even went back after the judge told him he couldn't practice in that district. He even went back and tried to say, let me stay on for the what's-name case as an advisor. No, you can't practice law at all. You can't do none of it. Not even with the group that you set up with.
But
so he seems fraudulent to me.
His name being bad. His name's not bad. If he got 21 females out of 24 money, and he got money on Diddy as well. Only one he's
that's in Texas. That's where he's from. That's where he practices law in Texas.
I know, but what I'm saying is he won with him, and he won with Diddy as well. Diddy paid some money. He settled out on money with him.
How much did Diddy settle out on money with him? With these
I don't know the exact amount off the top of my head. I don't want to say a BS number, but I know he settled out with him on a few females. A couple of them was fraudulent, like you said, with Diddy, but he paid out a few, and Deshaun lost 21 people with 24 he had to pay out. So in my mind,
did Deshaun lose the case or did Deshaun settle the case?
Did he settle?
That's what the goal is, to settle. They don't want to go. That's so that when you settle, it's a win.
So when you settle, is it a win?
Yeah.
Is it a win or is it a money grab?
It's
a money grab that somebody gave them.
If y'all standing in it for money and they got the money grab, then they won.
Were they found guilty in the civil court of law?
They didn't take it to court. He settled out.
Okay. So that don't mean he won for me. That means he won for his crime.
That's me. Money grab.
So they throw you what you can settle out for. You either agree to it or lower it. And if you say yes, then it's on Bugsby's
so that means you're guilty.
No, we going to court for it.
So if you settle, it means you're guilty.
That's my next point.
That's why Jay-Z countersued. That's why Jay-Z said no. Because he sent that letter out to Jay-Z first. And I don't even know the amount, but Jay, no. And then paid, then he filed in the court for civil. And that's why Jay-Z fought back. And you ain't supposed to be practicing law in this district.
And that's my reason why to go all the way to the lump sum of I think we all had differences of opinion. I don't know what Nitty's exact opinion was. I know what yours was, man, and mine was. We had different opinions, being you, man. I can't remember what Diddy's exact was, but my reason for saying I think Shannon is guilty because Diddy settled, Deshaun settled, Shannon offered to settle for $10 million. Jay-Z said, no. You're lying. Nothing to settle.
Right, let's try it. And then to come find out the woman is on recording multiple times. I'll give Busby this credit. The first part, she's saying Busby put her up to that story to add Jay-Z in. So then she went back and say that Busby did. So he got to deal with that court matter.
3 people settled the offer, settled. One said, nah, you can put all that BS you want out there you want.
Now, let me also, for transparency, Shannon Sharpe denies the claim of that the $10 million was offered and that he might countersue. He did. He never confirmed that he offered $10 million.
Yeah, he said it on video.
He said they leaked that out.
Yeah, he said it on video that he tried to do for $10 million. He got that
Let
on
me hear it.
video.
What video? What link? Send me the link.
It's
The
on
first
YouTube.
one, the one that I posted. Well, we both posted it. We both posted it in the chat.
Yeah, he admitted that I tried to settle for $10 million. Like first of all, whoever his representation is crazy because he's talking way too much. Like you're supposed to shut the hell up. Like I don't know what he's doing, but then you're telling your fans that you tried to settle is crazy to me.
Fifth Amendment, you got to practice your Fifth Amendment.
It was at the mediation table for $10 million, and they put all that stuff out of nowhere. He was shocked about it. That's what I'm saying. You missed that part. He admitted that he tried to do the 10 mil, and they was like, nah. But they're trying to say that they said no because over the weekend, it surfaced that he was about to sign a $100 million deal. So they said, oh no, we don't want 10. We're going up to 50.
Okay.
And now he's saying it's a money grab. But he was down for the 10 million. That's why I'm like,
I
don't know, bro.
Maybe they might be down for 10 million if you about a deal coming down the pipe for 100.
But look, he was. Let's say he was down for the 10 million. That we obviously know he was down for it. That does not necessarily mean that it wasn't a money grab. It's a money grab whether it's 10 million or 50 million.
I think
he was just. But how many times?
I want them to settle. I just want to get money.
Yeah, how many times do we often just, you know what? I don't even feel like dealing with this. Like, let me just go ahead and pay the ticket and keep it moving. Like,
so real quick, you think he guilty, man?
Do I think he's guilty of verbal abuse? Technically, yes. Sexual assault, rape? No.
Okay.
I don't think he's guilty yet. No.
You think he's guilty?
I think he's guilty.
Who, me and Nitty?
Rape, sexual abuse, rape and sexual abuse. I don't think he's guilty at all. But again, like it's subjective to a. So
no, but I know before I know you. I'm gonna get back to the articulating on it. I just wanted to tell you my point why I asked you.
Okay. Now go ahead.
I think he's guilty. So y'all both said no rape, but now do y'all think Jay-Z guilty?
Jay-Z? No.
Yeah. Do you think Jay-Z guilty, Nitty? You know why?
No.
You say no clearly because he didn't settle nothing. My point is Shannon by being the settlement, even though you said it doesn't mean you're guilty, by offering the settlement, you look guilty to some or some form of fashion.
Here's the difference. Hold on. Here's the difference. Let me tell you why I think Jay-Z is not guilty. He has there's no prior establishment of like interactions between him and that girl or woman. They didn't even bring no phone conversations, no pictures, no text messages. It's nothing like that. We have all of that here. But
that's now. When Jay-Z said I'm not settling, he came out, he had his lawyer speak, he came out, I'm not settling.
When it first came out, it didn't sound right to me. I said, oh, that was smart. Somebody tagging at Jay-Z because there's a lot of black people that want to see all rich black men go down and they get a kick out of it. Did he did something or Diddy's accused of something? That's a whole nother situation. Because when Diddy's accused of, hell, I'm guilty of that. I'm just saying. Immediately. What I'm saying, it was easy to say, let's just tag Jay-Z along into this story too and get him to settle. He don't want to deal with that publicity. But his name meant more to him than that.
He thought.
But the reason why I think he's innocent,
they messed around and found out, right?
Gave a whole soliloquy of her story. A story in which her father, if you had to pick your daughter up from being raped out in the sticks somewhere in upstate New York or somewhere headed towards that way.
Yeah, no recollection.
The father don't remember the story?
No recollection.
No. I never did that. No, I don't know what my daughter talking about. That don't sound good to me. I didn't believe it when I first heard it.
And I know Nitty got to go. We all got to go. Right? But I want to play this one little video. I don't see it though. I want to play this. You see it? Y'all see the video?
No. Nah.
There it is. I want to play this one little video.
Loading up. Oh, it's not loading up. It's buffering.
Just listen.
What does that even mean?
Nothing yet. You want to be a to me now, so.
I don't want to be. Don't manipulate me.
Oh, Lord have mercy. If you said that one more time, I'm going to choke out of you when I see you. Thank you.
Okay. Well, I don't want to be choked.
Yes, you do. I don't think you have a choice in the matter.
Wow. So
crazy.
there it is. Obviously, it sounds like.
Now, if I can't say for a fact he did it, but you talk about I'm gonna choke if you use that word manipulating again. That sounds like abuse to me.
I've heard worse from people on this feed right now.
Well, look.
To a
That's
woman in
verbal.
front of me. I've
hold
heard
on.
worse.
You heard
Worse,
no,
far worse.
to a woman?
That don't mean you raped a woman.
In that conversation, that is verbal abuse and physical abuse. Now, when you ask me if I thought he did it, I said no, but I had a but in there. But that right there, oh yeah, he might have to pay something out for that verbal and physical abuse if that went down. But
No, it's hard to
I'll be
prove
on
the
with you
physical
fellas
without,
tomorrow.
hospital records and stuff like that. We'll see when they go to court, but it's hard to prove the physical. And I'm not trying to defend her, but in defense of her, it's going to be hard to prove the physical. The verbal, you can take that as verbal.
I don't think. I'm not saying. I don't think you're trying to defend it. I think we're giving our opinion, but we're respecting both. Even though I say he's guilty, but we gonna respect. I mean, he's innocent until proven guilty. Let me fix that. But hearing that, and that's gonna play. Well, it's not gonna go to trial. But if it goes to trial, that they're gonna play stuff like that. If it's jurors there, if it's a jury there, that weighs heavy.
Well, look, obviously something happened. They were very kinky, role playing, doing all types of stuff. So, I mean, now could
do about it? That's crazy.
Could he have overindulged in his role playing? Possibly, and maybe she could interpret that as sexual abuse. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't there, but I know. From the tone of his voice and the way his pitch switched up, that ain't his first time talking to her like that.
I feel like that too.
I feel like they come across to me. It seems like that's the type of conversation they have. It seemed like they both got a kinky fetish with each other. 100%. The same one that wanted to lick his rear end, right? and asking for a baby sounds like a money grab to me the whole time.
100% again.
In them text messages. If those text messages are in fact true.
The thing
is, those alleged text messages.
We got to make sure, though. Well, I can't say we. I try to make sure. I 100% agree it's a money grab, but that doesn't mean he's not doing wrong at the same time.
Oh yeah, I'm not. Yeah, I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that. I mean, two things can be true.
I have no money.
Two things can be true.
Any ex-girlfriends want to press those charges on me? I have no money to give. You will not get anything.
Wait, I heard Manny say, but I don't. I got muffled up. Manny said, "I've heard words from people on here." You ain't heard no words from people on here with no female. What you mean?
I'm not even gonna go into it. I've heard worse in front of me. Yes, in front of me. And I ain't talking about the Raider fan. I heard worse.
Talking about me neither.
I heard worse. I've heard worse.
Oh,
I ain't never heard. I'm trying to think. Let me make sure I'm clear. I've never heard anybody. I take that back, one person, but he's not a mutual friend of none of us. I've never heard nobody that's a mutual friend of either of us, myself included, talk physical, what they could do physically to a female that's not sexual. Ever.
I want to talk about the physical. That to me, what he said on there sounded like sexual.
Okay, but to me it sounds physical. So to clear that up, I'm thinking physical. What are you thinking, Nitty?
In that conversation?
Yeah. I'm
thinking physical.
Okay, so let's clear it up for anybody that's gonna watch this. Man was thinking sexual, not physical. Because we're thinking we're thinking two different things, me and you, man. Me, you, and Nitty. Me and Nitty thinking the same thing.
I'm just talking about the verbal abuse part of her allegations, which verbal abuse is a part of. Gotta take that into context. He will be found guilty of that. Well, that conversation right there is verbal abuse. Whether that's how they engage with each other or not, that's how it's going to be perceived, and that's how it's going to be taken. whether it's a judge or a jury.
I was over here like, what the fuck, man? Talking about what he said, like, yeah, like what physical? I never threatened no female around no.
If those text messages that they sent that he put out there, if those text messages are in fact true, him threatening to choke her next time he see it, yes, you do. You want me to choke? Yes, you want me to choke you? Basically, what he's saying, yes, you do. Sound like he's threatening to choke her, and sound like yes, when he's saying yes, you do. That's what you like. That's what it sounds like. It come across to me.
What about when he says nothing you can do about it neither?
That sound like some sexuals.
That sounds like I'm gonna overpower you. You can't stop me if I want to choke you.
Let me ask you, well, young girl.
Let me to play devil's advocate real quick.
And those text messages, they're in fact true. Doesn't sound like she like anything kinky.
Yeah, for sure.
All right. Is choking part of something kinky as far as sexual?
To me, it's all about the conversation. That conversation didn't sound kinky. That conversation sounded like he got mad at her for using the word manipulate, and then he said he threatened her.
That's another part. Give her credit. That's another part. She's also civil suing for manipulation. I'm like, damn, why everybody need to be sued for manipulation if that's the case? I know I'm guilty of it. Just like Diddy basically being sued for sex trafficking because he flew women from out of state into town.
Crazy.
For sexual purposes. Yeah. I'm like, every man I know need to be locked up. That's the case.
It's just facts.
Get some millions behind us, and we will be.
I'm like, that's sex trafficking. Like, they told me that.
I ain't popular. I ain't famous enough.
But let me just run something down. Let me run this one thing down. In January 1923, do anybody know what happened during that date?
January 1923.
Are you talking about Jack Johnson?
No. I'll give you one more guess. You know what happened in January 1923?
Nah, I don't.
I thought you were talking about Jack Johnson.
In Levi County, Florida happened.
What happened?
Rosewood in Levi County, Florida happened.
Rosewood, the movie? That's a real story?
Yeah, they made a movie out of it, yes.
Yeah, I seen that. That was crazy. I can't watch the movie. No more.
So the benefit of the doubt. Now, fast forward 22 years later, in August 28th, 1955, actually. You know what happened on that date? Thank you. Yes.
Okay.
Now let's go up to March 25th, 2023. Now, I believe this one might have been a criminal case. Just recently, only 2 years ago. Jonathan Majors basically was found guilty of assault in some small degree, maybe third degree or something like that. He basically was found guilty because the woman's hand was hurt or arm was hurt because he pulled away from her. So, and me, the way I look at it, the burden of proof ain't on the black man. The burden of proof is on this white woman because of their history. I ain't even going into purpose, pain, or any of the rest of them, but their history is ridiculous.
Facts.
That's why they need to follow Dr. Umar and they ain't got to worry about it.
Well, that's a whole nother story. That's the facts, though.
we going to touch on this again. We're going to touch on this again. There should be more coming out.
There's plenty coming out with this.
I'll tell you this one. Yeah, it's going to go to court. It's going to go to trial.
It's not.
Unless it's going to go to trial. Unless Shannon settle.
He's settling. Believe that. I guarantee you.
I do got to run though, fellas.
Give me a number.
All right. All my STPers out there.
We go
holla at y'all tomorrow. NFL draft. Make sure y'all tuned in. I got to run. We're going to keep the conversation going though, but I got to run. I'll holla at y'all.
All right, brother.
All right.
You said give you a number, man?
Give me a number. Hold on one second. Let me get some light up in here.
All right.
All right. Yeah, give me a number.
Honest, I want to say the whole 50 because I think he's guilty, but I think she'll settle down for like 25 mil. She can't go back to the 10. She already went away from the 10. I think she'd get about 25.
Let me tell you what her difficulty would be. Her difficulty would be if the judge hear that audio, read the text messages, like I said, if those are in fact true, because we don't know, nothing been proven yet, but those text messages, and doesn't look at her side hustle, I mean, the OnlyFans. We don't know how much or what videos or how much she got on in there.
You go look at that shit for sure.
I tried to find it. I ain't gonna lie. I tried to find it. Let me find that page. Let me see. She did not have no videos talking about being choked on there. I don't want to hear none of that.
But
or
it's
angry.
all about the context, though. Like if pause, even though I'm not obviously I'm not talking to you, but pause. If you like choke me, baby, rather than, or I'm gonna choke you, baby, rather than him saying that, then stop using that word. Next time you use that effing word, I'm gonna choke the shit out of you. The context is completely different.
But that's what I'm saying. It's up to interpretation.
For
Yours,
sure, 100%.
the judge will have one, or the jury, depending on whichever they go. I think it'll probably be a judge, but the judge will have his interpretation.
You that man, big black 260-pound man, small white petite woman. How they look, that physical off the rip. When I tell you, I can't even say this on here. We'll talk, but that physical compared to that off the rip put the eyes into a whole other. The mind gonna be screwed off that alone. Now it's gonna be what we see. You know what I'm saying? But he's fighting an uphill battle off the rip, off the physical appearance compared to her.
He's fighting an uphill battle because of the civil case. Like I said, you've been accused of verbal abuse. However, even if the judge don't think like I'm thinking like he meaning sexually or something like that, yes, you do. You want to be choked. Now, that ain't my fetish, but nothing like that. But I know I said things to women, vulgar, out left field, you know what I mean? Whether in a dispute or whatever, I can't think of none offhand, but whether in dispute or nothing, but something vulgar that I probably would do sexually.
Right. No.
They may say that's not, no, yes, you are.
Yeah, I typically do not go guilty without black men. I typically don't. Like I'm still fighting for Diddy at this point. That's the crazy part. I'm still fighting for Diddy. I'm hoping. Until
I hear some more evidence in Diddy or they go to trial and we see what happened come out, I'm standing right there behind Diddy as well. Like I said, basically, sex trafficking, if that's sex trafficking, why the hell lock every man I know up?
Every man up with that flying girl in to come chill.
Especially all my friends that used to live out of state with me when I lived in another state. Everybody guilty.
I mean, and if he is found guilty and it proves, then I'm salute to the lady. But it's some real proof that shows he did some bad stuff. Salute to the lady. But I'm fighting for him. Who else we got? Oh, Jay cleared that already. He done. We ain't gotta worry about him. But Shannon did something about Miss Shannon. It just don't fit right with me, and I usually don't do that. I
don't see him as a rapist. I see it as the fact. To me, it seems like whatever reason they stopped dealing with each other.
Oh, you don't know?
And some women, I'll say some women. Why they stopped dealing?
Yeah.
No, I don't know why.
But this is from her word. She said that he told her that it was just them. After being together for a while, that dealing with other people though, it's just them. And then that Michelle video came out on Instagram.
Okay, all right.
So she left him. And she said it got physical from there. So now you can look at it as, can she just be jealous throwing something on him? Or did he get mad that she left him? And he still felt he could do what he wanted with it. It could be either one. But she said that's the reason why the relationship ended. So
makes sense. I think I read something like that. Well, not necessarily the Michelle part, because I was thinking, did it end because of that Michelle thing? Come on. How did she feel? Somebody was dating since 2023. She thought it was exclusive.
Right. But not right away. But she said, and it's her word, that they became exclusive. And then that Instagram Michelle thing came out and she left him, told him she was done. And he kept harassing her from that point on. So, it's a lot. Like I said,
he might be guilty of that. I don't know about the actual rape, but he might be guilty of that.
I feel abuse. I feel like abuse was there.
I think verbal abuse, hands down, ain't nothing even to discuss. I think he's going to get guilty of that. Now, if he played out in court, the judge going to allocate some money to that, especially off that audio alone. The judge going to allocate some money for that. Now, how much? I don't know. Depends on the judge they get or the jury they get, depending on how the civil case go about. Agreed. But when you say rape, like that's just too strong for me. Say, this man raped you in, what was it? December, and then came January. No, sometime what was it? January, and then what was it before that?
It was August or September. I think she said August or September, maybe October.
I thought it was like November, so I thought it was a little closer or something. But
it might be.
He raped you twice. I see back in your presence if he raped you the first time. Now, the other thing I definitely could surmise, between the little Shannon and what's her name, Michelle audio. Shannon a freak. He wasn't hearing nothing Monique was saying.
Let me tell you something. I wouldn't believe
none of that.
You couldn't tell me that should make me
He got a chef. He don't need nobody. I don't need no black woman to cook for him. No big woman to cook for him. He ain't heard none of that. That's why he laughing.
Shannon said, "Let me do me. Let me live my life."
Now let me also mention this. After everything Diddy going through, any celebrity that got a kinky fetish, you better stop.
Or video.
Free balls.
They got to agree to video.
Stop it.
They have to agree to video. You're not coming. If I'm a celebrity,
I need an NDA or something. I need a contract or something.
I'm doing NDA and I'm still
video of you sign this contract and it being explained to you.
My whole house would be full with cameras. My whole house would be full with cameras. You cannot come in here unless you consent. Sign. You have to sign that you consent to everything being videotaped. I don't care if you're just sipping and watching the movie. Everything's videotaped. Everywhere we go, bathroom, everything. It's no way. Cause no way, bro. If I got the money, it's no way. No way.
I ain't engaging in none of that.
They is stupid. But that's the one thing we 100% agree on. They stupid as hell. They stupid as hell.
Especially after Diddy his whole thing. You know what? All right, it's all done. I would have called, what's her name? Danny, whatever this girl name. It's it. Over.
That's it. I'm done. I'm done with it.
Now to call Michelle, over.
And I'm going to tape that conversation just in case you say, well, I'm going to call rape on you if you're done with me. I'm taping everything. Like, what? You're going, what? I dare you to put that out. Go ahead and put that out if you want to.
You ain't got to worry about me with no snow bunnies ever. But I'll tell you this much. I was about to say, if some magical way, if I was anybody else, I would go in there with the assumption that that's a possibility. I was from the day one, our first conversation, hi, where you live, go to whatever coffee shop we going to.
Listen, brother.
Got to be recorded. I would go into that assumption from day one. I don't trust you.
First of all, you need to sue Dr. Umar because you was him before he ever came out. That's number one. Let's be clear about that. You need to go get your money, my dude, because you've been Dr. Umar since I knew you, bro. 98, 99, you've been Dr. Umar, bro.
Nah, he's been out a lot longer than me. I just didn't know about him right then. We just didn't know of him.
Listen, bro, this should be you. And I would have been right behind you like, yeah. You got there right.
Leave him be. Like I said, January 1923, you said that you don't like the movie Rosewood. Leave him be. That whole crazy
movie, it just made me too upset. Like, it just made me too upset. I can't watch that shit. I watched it one time, so I never watched that shit again in my life. Like, that was the most upsetting.
The weird thing is, I think I may have watched it one time or twice. Not out of I can't watch it, but I just so happened to be a kid and catch it on TV one day. Well, I don't know about a kid, how young I was, or whatever, but and you caught it on TV one day.
I was in Rosa Park when I seen it. Do that math.
Oh, yeah, when I was a kid.
Mittens.
I know I was watching it the first time. I definitely didn't know it was a true story. It wasn't until later I knew, like, well, that was true. Bro. Oh, hell, leave him alone.
I went to school ready for suspension. Suspend me. It's going down. What y'all did to my people was crazy. I hate all you.
Man, good word to Shannon out there. You should have stuck with Nicole when you had your chance, when you had her.
Hey, bruh. But now, man, I know we both, us being these great fathers that we are, we both got daddy duty to attend to. We right back tomorrow for this NFL draft.
Oh, damn. You know what that is tomorrow? That you just gave me something look even extra forward to. I forgot all about tomorrow being Thursday. Man, we on it kind of slipped my mind. I kind of felt like it was 2 days away.
Yeah,
I'm telling you right now. Right now. I don't know. Did I tell you yesterday? I don't know. I told Nitty yesterday. I said, listen, God, honest truth. The first round, I'm going to roll with whatever they do. I got my ideas of who the people I want. I done been so much invested in the draft today in my life. But I got my ideas, like a board, like basically the people I want. I don't care if they pick the guys I want, they pass over or something. Unless it